Hey everyone, Hyperion here. Today I'm going to be showing talents and glyphs for Resto Druids, and a lot of this is just how I decided to pick them and which ones I prefer. We're going to start with the talents, and the level 15 talent that I decided to use was Displacer Beast. Teleports the Druid up to 20 yards forward and activates Cat Form and Prowl. This comes in handy if someone's bursting on you, because as soon as you turn Stealth, which is Prowl, when it says Prowl, that means you turn Stealth, and when you turn Stealth, it drops their target, so if they have you targeted, you'll no longer be in their target. After you do it, they'll have to retarget you. This is really helpful when they're bursting on you. The level 30 talent that I decided to use was Nature's Swiftness. It pretty much gives you an instant Cyclone, Root, Healing Touch, Hibernate, Nourish, Rebirth, or Regrowth. It also becomes a free cast, so it doesn't cost any mana. So this is pretty much, if you're a Resto Druid, you have to have this, and I would advise the same thing with Boomkins, because it gives you an instant Healing Touch, Regrowth, or Cyclone, which is the main three things you're going to use it for. If you need to Cyclone somebody really fast, your DPS is bursting on somebody in an arena, and you want to Cyclone the healer before they can heal up their DPS, and then you'll want to use your NS Cyclone. When somebody says NS, it's just Nature's Swiftness, when you hear people abbreviate it like that. Along with the level 45 talent, I use Typhoon, which just pretty much sends a wave and pushes everybody back. The reason I use this one is because, first off, it's pretty cool, and then also, a lot of times when you're doing RBGs, there will be people capping the flag, and you'll just use that, and they'll get pushed back, and they'll no longer be able to cap it. It's pretty much the only thing I have to spin flags with in Battlegrounds, but it comes in handy. And also on some like maps, Battleground maps, you can push people off the edge of a cliff or something and they'll die, which is pretty cool. It's always fun to do. The level 60 talent I use is Incarnation. Grants a superior shape-shifting form appropriate to your specialization for 30 seconds. You may freely shape-shift in and out of this form for the duration of the incarnation. And Restoration, you get Tree Form, so that's really helpful because Tree Form gives you like instant cast regrowth, which is really nice to have. You just keep spamming that, and you can also instant cast Root people. Your Wild Growth hits an additional 2 people, so it'll be hitting 7 people. And Life Blooms can be stacked on more than one person, so that's really helpful too. And you can just spam this. It's great for when people are bursting on you. It comes in handy in almost every situation. Another talent I picked is Ursul's Vortex. See, I used Disorient and Roar for a long time, and a lot of people use Mighty Bash. There's a lot of people use different ones here. Disorient and Roar pretty much just disorients everybody for 3 seconds. Ursul's Vortex I chose this because when you put it down and then people get pulled out of it, or if they run out of it, they'll get pulled back in, and then you can like always Typhoon them out again, and then they'll get pulled back in. And this hits more people, and it comes in more handy in like Battlegrounds and arenas because they can still be attacked. Because if you have Disorienting Roar, as soon as somebody does damage to them, it breaks the CC. So the Ursul's Vortex, I feel like, has more of an AoE effect. And because people just can keep damaging them if they get hit by AoEs, it doesn't break the CC. Mighty Bash is just pretty much you can shapeshift and then you can stun somebody, which comes in handy. I would always rather have Ursul's Vortex because I feel like it helps more against healers, because you can put it down and then they'll try walking out of it, or they'll be casting a spell and they'll walk out and they'll get pulled back in, which will interrupt them, and then you can always use your Typhoon to interrupt them a second time. So it's like 2 interrupts you can use. So that's why I use it. Nature's Visual. I use this in a macro with my Tree Form. Increases all damage and healing done by 20% for 30 seconds, so it's great to use with your Trinket and your Tree Form. Really, it helps your healing a lot. A lot of people use Heart of Wild, and I switch this sometimes just for fun, like messing around or trying to have some fun. Increases stamina, agility, and intellect by 6% at all times. When activated, dramatically improves the Druid's ability to perform roles outside of the normal specialization for 45 seconds. Grant the following benefits based on the current specialization. So pretty much if you're in Resto and you hit that and you go into cat form, you can do some crazy damage. If you just do rake and then mangle until you get all the combo points and bite, you'll hit for like 120k. And I mean, in Resto, that's pretty awesome. It comes in handy in like 3s more than 2s, but it's pretty fun to do just to mess around. A lot of people use it like all the time though, which I like Nature's Vigil because it really helps out getting through like bursts. Like if somebody's bursting on you, it really helps you out when you're in tree form. And that's the reason I picked that. So from there we'll go to the glyphs. The major glyphs I use is Glyph of Barkskin, which I would say is really you need to have this. Reduces the chance you'll be critically hit by 25% while Barkskin is active. And in WoW today, everybody's critting for, like, it's not uncommon to see people critting for like 250k and 100k's all the time, and it's just crazy crits all over the place. So this really helps out when you're in any kind of PvP. Glyph of Regrowth. A lot of people use blooming instead of this, or life bloom over this, but I like this because increases the critical strike chance of your growth by 40%. It also removes the periodic like heal over time off of it, but I like being able to crit myself pretty much every time you heal, every time you crit yourself, which I think is really handy. Glyph of Blooming. I think this is a must-have talent too. Increases the bloom heal of your life bloom when it expires by 50%, but its duration is reduced by 5 seconds. And used to, if you don't have this, and you put all 3 stacks on you and you'd cast Regrowth, it would reset the timer. But with the Glyph it doesn't do that, which I think's better because it does the heal over time, but the heal over time is not really what you want because 7,000, which is nice, but look what happens when it expires. 121k. So that's the best part about it. See, this Glyph also increases the heal of it by 50% when it expires, so that's the biggest part of it. And it's really nice to have. The minor glyphs are just more for fun. Aquatic form increases your swim speed by 50%, which I would actually say this is like one of the more important spells, because if you're in an RBG and you're on somewhere with water and you can just really swim pretty fast. I just recently put this on Glyph of the Orca. Your aquatic form now appears as an orca, which I think is pretty cool because, in my opinion, the aquatic form is pretty ugly, like without the orca. And then Glyph of the Stag, which allows people to mount up on you. Like if you're in travel form, somebody can hop on you and then ride you around, which I think is pretty fun and cool to do. And I'll just show you guys the orca here, which I think makes it a lot better. I'm lagging or something, it's not working. Well, anyway, I don't know why that's not working. But I'll be talking to you guys later. I will include some more videos. I might do like a Boomkin talent and Glyph page, which most of the talents that I use for Boomkin are pretty much the same. Actually, like they are exactly the same. But also, I'll be showing which glyphs I use for Boomkin. And thanks everyone for watching. This is Hyperion. See you guys.